we have officially gotten confirmation that what we have all been praying for is going to happen. Monday Night Raw
What's
will
that?
be going down for 2 hours instead of three for the next, I believe, 3 months. After their year ends, we're going to go to Netflix, which is another big move that we are waiting on. They're probably going to revert back to 3 hours then, but for now, I'm just going to enjoy these next 10 weeks of Monday Night Raw at 2 hours. Super happy about that. Kenny, my boy, we've talked about this before how SmackDown is the much more digestible show. Let's talk about it.
SmackDown, digestible. Nah, not always too good. AEW, digestible. Raw has
Not
always
always
been my
too good.
favorite show. I've been watching WWE since I was a kid, since I was like 2 years old. Every Monday, back to back, never miss it. When they turn 3 hours, I still watch back to back up until COVID, but now those 3 hour shows are just too brutal, and I can't do it no more. Can't do it. So it's gonna feel so good getting Monday Night Raw back to 2 hours. And I think when they get back in the swing of things, I think they're really just doing this so we can be like, okay, Raw's 2 hours. We kind of get used to it, but when they get to Netflix, I don't think they're gonna change it back because they're gonna have to go back from writing the 2 hour show to a 3 hour show. I don't think they're gonna like it. And they did say that their time's going to be much more flexible on Netflix. So even if they want to do a 2 hour show but do a little bit of an overrun, they'll be able to do that. So
Fair.
I wouldn't be so sure they're going right back to 3 hours. You think they're going to lock it back in?
I mean, I think they will. Then again, it's like for us, I don't like. I personally don't like 3 hour shows, but I do feel for talent, right? Because WWE does have a big roster. Those guys, those women, they're gonna lose time on the show, and that's just what it is. Which again, it happens. Wrestling, per usual, has been 2 hours for a very long time. It just happens that Raw is 3 hours. Now, I hope that this doesn't mean that if they keep 2 hours, we might be looking at some cuts because they're not going to be able to get everybody in the show. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
This could all be just one big, just slide where things just start sliding down, and now we're just like, oh, okay, so that was part of them going to 2 hours. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if this is permanent, but
Mm-hmm.
like you said, we haven't gotten an official time yet for Raw on Netflix. All we know is that Raw is going there, but nobody has announced if it's going to 3 hours. It hasn't been
Mm-hmm.
confirmed. It's been talked about by Nick Khan, but it hasn't been confirmed. At least I don't think so. Have you seen a report
I
like
haven't
that?
seen it confirmed. I saw something today. I can't quote the quote exactly, but they were saying that WWE is not locking themselves into anything for Netflix right now, but they feel a lot more comfortable because they do have like the that time that they can play with. So I don't know. You make a good point there as far as the talent though, because if you cut that whole hour, you're gonna have to kind of drop a lot of things. But if let's say, because I don't even think we know if they're gonna have commercials on Netflix. I'm sure we'll see the WWE commercial
I think
spots,
we'll
but
have
are they
some
going to have?
ads. I
Mhm.
think it'll be similar to Peacock. We'll have ads, but I hope
So
that it's not to the extreme of what we're dealing with now. Because those commercials, bro, they're brutal, bro. Like there's
yeah,
commercials through promos, through important matches. It's like I get it, commercials are part of the game, but I just feel like, man, it's just a lot, and especially when we do that free hour or that commercial free hour, then all the commercials get backloaded towards the end of the show.
towards the end, and
It's
it's
just
brutal.
brutal, bro. So it's one
Yeah,
of those things where you want to see better, but yeah,
yeah, but like you said, commercials are a part of the game, but that's the cable game. Like I don't think I've ever seen anything on Netflix like run commercials like they do on a TV show.
I mean
Like I think
Peacock
if
though,
WWE has like so on Peacock they'll run like TV ads back to
like
back to
not
back.
like after matches, I've seen them run like it'll be like 4 or 5 ads. It's nothing like TV where we're 2-3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Just watching commercials. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, but
but
I
then
don't think
again,
Netflix does that at all though.
I mean, I think they will though with WWE. I haven't seen
I
nothing
don't know,
live on
man.
Netflix aside from the Tom Brady roast event. So I don't know how they treat a weekly TV show if
Hmm.
there's going to be ads or not because they paid them a lot of money. I imagine
Exactly.
they're going to have to get some ads or something in there to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that could be the thing because Netflix they do use ads, I believe, on like their lower tier plans, but Like for the shows, like they'll fund some shows, like they have their own shows and they don't put ads on those. So I don't know how they get money, if it's just from the subscriptions from people watching the shows, but they'll like boast the view counts all the time. So I'm thinking they're saying like, okay, WWE, we're paying you all of this money. We don't want ads on the show. Unless you got like a little Slim Jim sponsorship or whatever you can throw in between matches. Because if they do ads, I think that money's going to Netflix.
Yeah, I mean, I think so too. Now, we have to see what happens with that. I personally think there will be some type of ads, but again, you have a great point where you said that it may be where now we're if you have a low tier subscription, now that's where you see the ads. But if you're somebody who has the top of the top, may be different for you.
Yeah, and that'll play a big role when it comes to time as well, because how long do you think we get of ads on TV in a 3-hour show? Is it about 45
I
minutes?
think it's a close to an hour, bro.
So boom, there's your other hour.
Yeah.
Well, no, because then they'll just be running the 2-hour show, so they still have to make up that time somewhere. I don't know, bro. I think we might be looking at cut season.
Hey, I mean, if you bring the show down to 2 hours, even 2 hours and a half, bro, it's a little bit more digestible than the
Let's do it.
because 30 minutes of just like filler, like,
Mm-hmm.
and you cut that out and you give us like a 2 hour and a half show where it's just because AEW they go on overrun sometimes where it's a 2 hour and 15 minute show.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where if you do it to the point where it's like, all right, a whole lot of stuff happened that matters and more minor stuff that doesn't matter, it makes it a better show. And I think that they
Yeah.
have to start looking into that when it comes down because I feel like you said, bro, when they're writing a 3 hour show, it's a whole lot of BS in that 3 hour show to keep those 3 hours and a whole lot of
Whole lot. Yes.
extending and staring at each other to try and kill those
Mhm.
seconds and those minutes during
Yep.
promos. So there's a lot of stuff that they have to work on. SmackDown has been pretty successful for 2 hours.
Yeah.
I feel like you gotta piggyback off that, bro. I don't think Raw needs to be 3 hours. The only thing it affects is the talent. But again, it's quantity over quality. And I feel like they need to understand that. I'd rather have
Yeah.
3 2 hour shows a week than have one 3 hour show. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather have two.
Mhm.
I'd rather have three shows that are 2 hours each than one 3 hour
Yeah.
show that just
Right.
feels like
One,
filler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I will say this, when Raw goes to 2 hours, I'm gonna watch it. When it goes to 2 hours, like when is that change happening?
I believe it's next month. I'm gonna look into it while you go
I'll
on
look
ahead and
into
get
it too,
that
because
done.
I'm actually gonna start watching the show again, because I cannot sit through those 3 hours anymore. I mean, we've been doing it in Discord watching these shows, and it's just
Yeah,
like, oh my goodness.
yeah.
Even though we're in here chilling, this show is just so long and it's hard to get invested. So I think they'll pack more
October
punch in these
7th.
2 hour
Sorry to
shows.
interrupt.
October 7th.
Yep.
I think they'll pack more punch in these shows. They'll make them a lot more entertaining, because with 2 hours, we'll see how much talent gets cut off of the shows every week. But I mean, we'll see if it makes the show
Again,
more enjoyable as well.
agreed. And again, just one last point I have to make. You have to start building this momentum for Netflix, bro. You can't go into Netflix flat.
Yeah.
So these next couple weeks are essential and important to WWE. So that's just my 2 cents with that, man. But let us know down below how you guys feel about this. Are you guys mad? Are you guys happy about this show getting down to 2 hours? Because we certainly are happy, as you can tell. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we're going to catch you on the next one.